This is a homework tutorial for worksheet VL-213. So you can see the worksheet name at the bottom right there. At the very top, it should say GCF and the distributive property. Let's begin. So we have some examples written on the left side. So I'm just going to walk you through what this means. If you notice, the problem is 33 plus 30. And we use the ladder method to pull out a factor of 3. And it turns out that when you pull out a factor of 3, you're left with 11, because 3 goes into 33 11 times, and 3 goes into 30 10 times. And there's nothing we can pull out of 11 and 10, so we kind of stop there. We circle our factors, which is just 3. That leaves us with a GCF of 3. Now, for this homework assignment, they don't just want you to find the GCF, they want you to rewrite the expression by pulling out the GCF and also by writing it as a factor times a sum. So what's left over when you pull out the 3? We're going to draw parentheses. And what's left over is that 11 and 10. And so we're going to put that 11 and 10 inside the parentheses. And there's a plus sign in between them because the original problem had a plus sign. So rather than just finding the GCF of 33 and 30, they give you an expression, which is 33 plus 30, and they want you to rewrite it by pulling out the GCF and writing what's left over. So it's a little confusing. Let's walk through this one right here. So let's look at 6 and 18. What goes into 6 and 18? Got a couple different ideas. Some of you may be saying 2, 3, 6. I'm going to start with 2 because I know they're both even. And technically, you start with a bigger number, you may have less work to do. So 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 18 9 times. So am I done here? No, because I can pull more numbers out of 3 and 9. I can pull another factor. So I'm going to add another level to my ladder. What goes into 3 and 9? 3 does. And what's left? 3 times what equals 3? 3 times what equals 9? It's 3 times 3 equals 9. And can I pull any more factors out of 1 and 3? No. So I'm going to circle these two. These are my, when I multiply them together, I get my GCF, which is going to be 6, because 2 times 3 equals 6. So what's the deal with this parentheses stuff? Well, when we write our answer, we're going to write a parentheses right there. And we're going to write what's left after we pull out our factors. So what we had left on the bottom was 1 and 3. So I'm going to write a 1 and 3. So does a plus go between them or a minus sign? Let's look at the original problem. Oh, an addition symbol. It's going to be 6 times 1 plus 3, or 6 parentheses 1 plus 3. You're going to do the same thing for number 5, except because there's a minus sign, you're going to have a minus sign. Let's go ahead and try number 5. So what goes inside of 9 and 21? I think 3 goes into both of them, because if we remember our divisibility rules, 9 is divisible by 3, and 21, we can just add 2 and 1, which equals 3. And 3 is divisible by 3, so 3 will work. 3 goes into 9 3 times, and 3 goes into 21 7 times. Now, can we pull any factors out of 3 or 7? No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle my GCF right there. It's 3. And then inside my parentheses, I have what's left over on the bottom, which is 7. So 3 and 7. Put them in order, 3 and 7. And what goes between them? Is it a plus or a minus? Well, because the original problem had a minus between them, I'm going to do a minus right there. Now, what we can also do to check to make sure our work is correct is we can see that we've done a check over here. So what we can do is, and this is what we're going to do later actually, is check to see when I multiply 3 times 3, does that equal 9? Yes, 3 times 3 does equal 9. What about 3 times 7? Does that equal 21? Yes, and there's a minus sign between them. So if we work backward, check our work, we'll have 9 minus 21, which is exactly what we had right there. You're going to do the same thing for 3, 6, 8, and 9. 11 and 12 is just going to be finding the GCF. And finally, number 13. This is what we were talking about before when we did the check right above, which is right here. So here's the check. That's called the distributive property. You're going to take the number on the outside and you're going to multiply it with the numbers on the inside of the parentheses. Because remember, whenever you see something like 4 parentheses 5, what that means is 4 times 5, and 4 times 5 is 20. So the way we have it out is 4 times 5, which you write right here. Bring down the plus sign, and then you have 4 times 12, which is right here. 4 times 5 is 20, 4 times 12 is 48, and so our answer is 20 plus 48. So I'm going to work through the next one. Let's try the distributive property right here. What we're going to do is do 3 times 3, which is 9. Now, there's a plus that goes next, so plus. And 3, let's do our double rainbow. Here's my single rainbow. Here's my double rainbow. Second rainbow, 3 times 7. And 3 times 7 is 21. And again, remember there's a little plus sign, so bring that down there. And that's it. That's our answer. Now, some of you are thinking we could simplify this by adding 9 and 21 and making it 30. But for this homework, we're just going to stop right there and just write our answer as 9 plus 21. All right. So that's it for this homework tutorial. Go ahead and try the rest of the problems on your own. Good luck.